AEW Dynamite review live on the Joe Cronin Show. Who's ready for the big one? What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday night. Again, AEW Dynamite back on Wednesday nights, making Joe Cronin hard down there and long down there. If you're in the chat right now, you need to type sexy donkey. Let's go. We are on the air. What's up, wrestling fans? Wherever you guys are, I hope you're wet. And I hope you're ready. Tonight, AEW returned to a Wednesday night Dynamite. What a package to end the show, too. That was a nice little send-off package. I mean, listen. Let's be honest. Most of the reason why it's sappy and it's sad and is the pandemic, number one, I think, but also it's the Brody Lee stuff. I mean, man, seeing that guy be so awesome, especially in front of nobody the whole time, man. That guy never... Super sad to go back and think about how, he should have gotten this big, huge crowd ovation. Like, it's crazy that he didn't get that, And that sucks. I mean, it's crazier to think he didn't get time with his kid, but, his family, but it just sucks to see him with that empty arena, but, tonight... AEW being on Saturday, it feels like I just watched it because I just watched the replay of Saturday since I missed so much of Saturday. Felt great with the crowd. Crowd was pretty good. I feel like they ran out of steam towards the end of it, or they sort of like trailed off at the end. A lot of people, I thought, maybe felt that way too. But, whether you did or you didn't, I don't know. But that's the way I felt. It felt like it trailed off a little bit at the end. But that being said, happy to be here. What up, Patrick Crawford? Whoa, haven't seen him in a while. Jim Ross just called AEW WWE. Oh, did he again? Oh my, I didn't even notice that. I started muting in the last 4 minutes. Jim Ross said WWE Dynamite. Did he really? Hold on a minute. Let's go hear this. Oh man, poor Jim Ross. I mean, there's only 3 letters, but they're so close, We'll see you later from WWE Dynamite. Let's go back and see if we can catch it.
Their hospitality, for their help, and for helping us make it through the last 15 months.
And for some of us, Jacksonville has become home. We're home here.
Yeah.
For the fans here, take a look at this.
When did he say it? When did Jim Ross call it WWE? Let me know when it happened. I don't know. I didn't hear it. I did not hear it. But that's hilarious. Poor Jim Ross. That's the second time, right? Or the third time he's called something WWE? Listen, he called things WWE for 17 years, including still on his podcast every day he says WWE. So the guy can't, it's bound to happen. That's my worst nightmare too. Whenever I do commentary for an independent company, my worst nightmare is I call them like WWE or I call them, the other promotion New England All-Star Wrestling, I almost did it. I almost said Top Rope. And I was like, we're at the top of the line here in New England All-Star Wrestling. So I've done it, almost. Not done it, but I've really come close to doing it. And Jake DeMarco's in the house tonight. He'll be here in a few minutes. And we'll be taking some of your calls as well tonight on AEW. Kenny Omega looking fucking fantastic with that belt earlier. Promo's another thing, but we'll talk about that after. But he looked fantastic. Now, did you think Shawn Spears really needed to be involved in this? A lot of people upset about that. I mean, that's the point, I guess, right? To get everybody mad and get people upset at MJF. But the fucking look on Shawn Spears' face at the end when he's giving the finger, he's going... He looks like a little weasel under the ring. I don't know why it's cracking me up, but I'm looking at him right now. And I can't show you the picture either because they blank it out, right, when you take a screenshot. Unless it works for some reason this time. Yeah, they blank it out. You can't even take a screenshot so I can show you the picture I'm talking about because they, like, copyright the whole thing now, so it's really strange. That's how crazy they are. But WWE does that too, so it's something with YouTube TV. It happens. What are you going to do? What's up to the chat? I'm glad you guys finally got the alert that we are live. It is the AEW review. It is Wednesday night. We got Jake coming on in a few minutes, but let's just start at the beginning, man. Well, actually, before I continue, again, I'm telling you, watch Shawn Spears' face. It will crack you up. It's really funny. He looks fucking hilarious. Like, I don't know why. He's never looked like that, too. He's usually boring to me, but that look is fucking funny. Oh, Jake's here anyway. What's up, Jake?
What's going on, baby? Yeah, that chair shot put him into some sort of trance, it looked like.
What, from the fight weeks ago? Or the one where he hit Sammy tonight?
When he hit Sammy tonight.
Oh,
every time he hits the chair, because he's a chairman, it's like a serial killer getting their due. Like, it's like it puts him into a state of mind.
I didn't even
when he hits somebody
that.
with a chair, it's supposed to snap him out.
Okay.
Make him all crazy.
He goes the other way. Well, he gets worse when he hits him. I thought it was great. Exactly. And by the way, there you go. Look at that. You put your hands up and you get hit in the head with the chair. Like, it's great. Look, you can do that, WWE.
Look good.
Look good.
Yeah. And Jim Ross even said, hey, he put his hands up trying to protect himself, but he couldn't. Like,
and how many times? And that was the example I gave. He tried to get his hands up, but it didn't work. He got knocked out by the chair, the son of a bitch. Like, I've said that example a million times. There's Jim Ross. I don't even think you need to mention the hands tonight, but either way, Jim did, and either way,
it was a good sell. It was a good call, I should say. But the one thing that really got to me tonight was the promos were pretty damn bad. And then on top of it, what was the Elite doing? The Young Bucks included those mustaches. Did I miss something from last Saturday?
I don't know, but I'm loving it. I think they look like tool bags, and it's funny as hell.
Oh, my God, I hated that.
They look like gypsies.
Wow, Kenny looks like even more of a turbo douche, but...
Yeah, I mean, I just think they're trying to, like, do anything to make people hate them more. Like, they're like, how do we do this?
I guess, but if that's the plan, then it's working.
I mean, I'd believe it if they were all wearing, like, video game T-shirts instead. Like, they're like, we're really cool.
Really, I think the most egregious thing tonight, though, is the Super Tombstone Pile Driver.
That was crazy. What do you mean by egregious?
That was crazy. How did that not end the match? How do you kick out of that?
Yeah, well, what I got mad about was
that should have ended the match. As soon as I saw him, that was a kick out. I already was worried they were going to have a screwy finish like they usually do to add more heat because, of course, they want to protect both guys. But it's needless at this point. You don't need to protect either one. Build up MJF to face Jericho. Sammy can take the loss if you have a great match like that. Instead, he loses anyways. Why? It's got to have all the interference, and it doesn't really. Oh well, he lost, but asterisk. No, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything for the crowd. We already hated MJF. This doesn't add more heat. It's just annoying in my eyes.
Yeah,
it feels tedious, and I would have rather seen a clean finish and had them have a straight up fight to prove that and then Jericho still is going to get his match against MJF again. I have less interest in that. This was a stellar matchup. This was fantastic. My God, they were so excellent working together. There was great charisma. The story they were telling was wonderful. The back and forth was next level. And then they hit that super friggin' Tombstone Pile Driver. And I was like, if this doesn't end the match, then I'm out. Like, it just checked me out mentally. Like, how do you kick out of that, first off? And then the fact that it keeps going and there were so many more finishers and heavy moves that happened, crazy moments. And it just got crazy to the point of, yeah, even Bill Cosby wouldn't hit that. So
Well, Bill Cosby kicked out. But no, I think the point is the thing is, I liked it if he kicked out at the very last second. It was like almost 2.5.
It was a clear 2 1/4. It felt like.
Yeah, it should have been. It should have been like should have been way closer, like almost where the crowd argued about it or whatever, or where you would argue.
Absolutely,
like,
yeah, like it was that close.
Just
be back in 1 second.
They tried, yeah, no problem. Yeah, they tried. But yeah, I just thought like, and it's sort of nitpicking a little bit, but that's what I was upset about. I was like, all right, I thought he'd kick out of this, but I was surprised that it was like 1, 2, and then as the hand was halfway, he kicked out, and I was like, oh man, it should have been like almost hitting 3 as the shoulder just sputtered out of and so that's just nitpicky. Well, I mean, it's sort of nitpicky stuff. You're executing this horrifically crazy move. So I don't know what it is, an avalanche spike pile driver, a tombstone, avalanche tombstone. I don't know if there's another term, but yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Great move. It looked awesome, and that is something that should finish a match. Almost to say, you almost want to use that one where it's like two guys who like each other, but they get in a disagreement, gets too far, they end up having a match together, and in the match, one of the guys is like, can't get the match won, and he takes it to that level, and then he ends up
like he always, every time he goes to hit something, it gets countered, and
right
because they know each other too well, so you whip out something that no one's expecting.
But also that, like, how could you do that to your, like, why would you ever do that to him? Like, so people in the back could say, dude, you guys are friends, you guys can have a wrestling match, throw some fists, do some stuff, and have a match. Why in the world would you try to kill your brother or your friend or whatever like you did? So it's a story thing, or the guy's neck is broken or whatever. Anyway, whatever. That's my thing, but I get it. But either way, it didn't bother me as much as it bothered you, I don't think, but the count bothered me. I didn't like that.
It just took me out of it because I loved the move, and I was like, wow, but this has got to finish the match. And usually I'm not like that. Like I can see a few finishers repeat and whatnot, but that moment just was kind of like, yeah, all right, I could fast forward to the end, and I already know it's going to end in, a dusty finish, and that's what we got. And it wasn't even a great way to end it. Hey, ref, and
I just
don't thrown down.
I don't get how
it
didn't make sense to me with the story of the leg and what was going on, and then all of a sudden screw job ending.
Yeah, they had this really great match that then turned into a cavalcade of nonsense. I don't know why they have to do these things.
Why not have MJ? Why not have? Well, I don't know. I guess because they don't want MJF to beat Sammy clean, right? So no matter what. And what was
But this deserved a clean win, I feel like. After Sammy got the victory over the Pinnacle, it would make sense for Sammy to lose to MJF here, I feel. And if Sammy really wrestled his heart out, but then got hit with something super devastating out of nowhere, and it felt like that Any Given Sunday moment where MJF was just a tenth better at that moment. That really could have been special.
I think you could have gotten out of here with MJF just winning, and then Sammy gets hit in the head with the chair anyway at the end.
Yeah, I wouldn't even do that. They don't need any more heat. They have enough bad blood, and I feel like that added nothing to it.
Why is the bad guy the one with the broken leg, sympathetic, like, injury?
Well, yeah, that's why I said once they started towards this nonsense.
Like, shouldn't Sammy have been the one whose leg went and then he almost wins, but then he gets hit in the head with a chair? So then then you get more heat. MJF people thought MJF was really hurt, like in my chat. Like earlier.
Yeah.
So that makes
because he's great at selling,
But so now what was happening was people are like, oh my God, is he really hurt? Oh, I think he might be really hurt. I mean, most people didn't think it was fake. I mean, real, but people thought it was a work, but some people didn't, and so there was like this weird sympathy over him, which I think that cools a crowd too, because they're like trying to cheer for Sammy, and now they're like, oh shit, is MJF okay? But you don't
want to root against somebody that's actually injured,
right? Especially when they like MJF too, kind of in a way. In the back of your mind,
everybody
you like
respects
him.
MJF. You're like, oh, he's a bastard, but I do like him. That's the thing.
Yeah,
so
he's
I don't
the bad guy, but I
him.
like him. So it's like,
exactly.
Dude, they shouldn't have, unless it was real, but it didn't seem, I don't know, I can't believe it's real, but if it was, why would you have the heel do that? So the heel should have been beating up Sammy, and at some point, Sammy should have hurt his leg. And that would have been like people trying to cheer Sammy on, but instead of cheering one way or the other, people were kind of fixated.
Don't do it because he's a barefoot stoner either that kicks his foot into a steel step.
Yeah. All right, well, listen, here's a donor. Oh, shit.
Some reason I miss phoning you from a phone booth. I miss phone booths. I miss phone booths. I miss phoning you from a fucking phone booth. I miss phone booths. I miss phoning you.
I miss them.
I miss phoning you from a fucking
really miss them myself.
WWE Dynamite next week from Miami. Part alternation mark, rocket, petrol pump, falling leaf.
Oh, Moss Blaze. Moss Blaze, thank you so much for the donation, brother. What's going on?
Next week they added that intergender match as well. So
to AEW?
Yeah, the Butcher and the Blade. Butcher and the Bunny are taking on Kip Sabian and not Kip Sabian, Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander.
Now that's what I'm here for. Some intergender.
So
baby.
that'll be good. I'm good for the intergender match. I think that'll be entertaining.
Oh yeah. Oh, it'll either be that or
I
terrible.
do like intergender fighting in mixed tags. It's just so long as they do it well. And I also have a prepared statement for you, Joe, from the one and only Luke Rojas. He wanted to let you know, indeed, that he has an above average size penis that does please all the ladies. And there's a 2-for-1 deal going on with Luke Rojas right now. So I took advantage of that option, and he joined me for Unapologetic and Completely Random episode 4. That's going up to your Patreon right now, Joe, actually. So it's being uploaded to you right now.
Let's go.
And your fans will have that soon enough.
Oh, boy. You and Rojas?
So they'll enjoy it. It's a bit wild. There's especially the ending. It gets
I bet it
extra
is.
Spicy. Good to be continued as well. But
oh, no.
You'll love it.
I bet it is, man. I can't wait to hear that. You and Rojas?
It's a hell of a listen. That's
did you threaten anybody's families in the...
Towards the end a little.
Okay.
But
I expected that, so it's okay. Listen, hey, it happens, and I know him, and... Oh, shit. Are you ready for this? It's up on Patreon in the next hour, guys.
Brian Madden tipped $5, just got my ticket to Dynamite. Is it worth going alone? Have you guys been to shows alone? If so, how was the experience? Also, Raw is coming to Boston September 13th.
That's pretty cool. It's Brian. Brian Madden. What's up, Brian?
Brian. Yeah, the name blended into the back of the donation there. I thought it said Ryan as well. I've been to shows alone myself, too, and it's not bad. I mean, I've had friends that were unfortunately like, I had to cancel out. I've had to cancel on people, too, being ill, and so I get it, and I've always had a good time. Just, the crowd next to me, whoever's around you, you kind of talk to some people, and you get into it with them, and I'm telling you, it's fun. That's really what it all, ends up being, is just a good time.
I'm biased because I've been to a lot of wrestling events myself recently, but that's like when I go, I'm not alone because all these people come up to me or run into me or I have fun. So, but also I guess there were people around me a couple times that I didn't know. So like Jake said, I just ended up having fun with everybody. So I don't know, dude. I think you're fine going alone. I've been alone multiple times, and I was in a section who didn't know anything about me, and I was just talking to people and having fun. And I mean, if I have a beer or two, I'll act like I went there with the people around me. So it's like I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. You just blend in and hang out with everybody else, and that usually works quite well.
Yeah, so like I'd go, but back in the day, I never went by myself, I guess. So I don't know, but yeah, go. I would think you'd be fine.
Look at this needy cat. I'm telling you, you had to look at its ass again. But I ever since our other cat passed away, Simba has just become a just anxiety-ridden mess. Poor kitty.
That sucks. I saw a comment the other day that Leah left you, and I was like, wow, she would never write that to anyone. I can't believe she wrote that. I looked at it again, like, is that really her? I can't believe it. It was funny as fuck. She left you some comment that was like ridiculous. I told her that. I go, you left some comment on Jake's thing. I couldn't even believe it was you. It's fucking weird. Like she never speaks like that. You must be lucky. Ryan the heel.
Indeed.
You become a shit bomb.
What up?
Beards and stashes with Kenny in the Bucks. Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, laughing emoji.
Listen, I like that they all look like creepy porn stars, like from the 70s. Ryan the heel, thank you. I think it's funny. I mean, listen, they also were dressed like gypsies. They were dressed like gypsies with porno stashes from the 70s. I mean, I thought it was kind of funny. Like, I don't know. I've never been a huge Young Bucks person, but I kind of like them. But I never I'm not crazy. but I kind of like them. I'm not like that with any of these guys. Like even Kenny Omega. It's like Kenny Omega. I like Kenny Omega, but I'm not like this is almost like Trump and stuff like that when people do the politics.
I'm very hypocritical with the Young Bucks because there's some times where I do enjoy them, and especially I've always liked Matt better than Nick. And
yeah, why? Because he's balding.
I felt like he had more charisma at times and was better with certain.
One always does. Somebody is always the Genetti. Come on.
Yeah, I felt like Matt was shining a little bit brighter at times, but that's just me. Other people say Nick, so it's either or. I mean, flip a coin, really. But they do wrestle competently. I mean, we have entertaining matches from them. I'm just not into the no selling. Like I didn't like when Eddie did that tonight in the beginning. You know, we're starting with the beginning of AEW. Eddie with those no sells really was confusing. You know, I don't know. Oh, he's supposed to be hulking up from the crowd, but I didn't feel like the timing was right, and he had already endured so much punishment. Those spots are usually cheesy to begin with, so I didn't think it was a great moment. But he's already teaming with Penta, which is kind of odd. I know they've got their history, okay, but Penta's been a heel. Same thing with Alex, you know, being by his side, which is Aberhunties, or he's been made sure that
Cunty.
Abercunty has absolutely made sure that Penta's been a heel with everything that he translated, and now suddenly he's with the face that's Eddie going against heel Young Bucks. So it's just the crowd was a bit confused, and then they cool down the crowd a bit with some of the moves, and I get so tired of the referees constant, just like Bully Ray brought up to Tony Khan, constant like disobedience or just lackluster following of the rules. Yes. And I understand what Bully Ray was saying. It feels like there's a 20 count because they fight on the outside for so long, and the 10 count is so super slow. So it feels like an actual 20 count. And then the ref allows them to fight on the outside, and weapons get involved, or all these things that should be a DQ. Like there's no count of 5. They're doing double team moves in the ring forever. No tags at times. Like just blatant, obvious things that should be a disqualification or an issue that they allow to slide. Especially Remsburg, as we know.
Yeah, I agree. Let me take a phone call. I don't know who this is. Hello? What? I mean, bro, you called the weird Skype line. Who is it?
Somebody just said my name.
Who is this? Oh, don't be Bullfrog. Please don't be Bullfrog.
Yes, it was.
Who is this? Is this Bullfrog calling me with several people? Get out of here, man. Come on, dude. I'm going to hang up on you. Don't be stupid.
I didn't fucking got you. Where did I put the address?
I didn't say you did. What are you saying? Tommy?
I didn't put your address. You're listening to those fucking cocksuckers. And of course, you're talking shit about...
I'm not talking shit about you at all.
About you. I didn't put your fucking address anywhere. You understand me?
I didn't say you did, dude. I didn't say you did.
Anywhere. So stop fucking accusing me.
Good. Oh, my God. What the hell? Like, I didn't say... Talk about wrestling.
Jesus. That got interesting.
Okay, we're talking about wrestling, dude. Let's relax, okay? Talking about wrestling.
No doxing here. Only doxing is our documents for the notes we took.
Go ask Welsh. It wasn't me. Jesus.
With all the notes we took.
What the fuck, dude? It's like a whole call of people yelling at me. Anyway, whatever
Not
that
the
was.
first time.
Well, it's not the first time. Yeah, it won't be the last, I'm sure. So
Shit,
sure somehow it's my fault. The Soundwave 92,
You
what's up,
become
brother?
a shit
What a
ball.
scumbag, Tom. Whatever.
WWE Dynamite God Jr. had to say that at the very end. Lol, overall tonight had a ton of botches, but I wasn't bored tonight.
I know,
The
yeah.
Bucks and Omega having these 70s porn mustaches is gonna mess with me for a while. Overall,
I'm sure
was
there's some
7/10.
Thank you, Soundwave 92. He's giving
Yeah,
it a
thank you,
7 out of
Soundwave.
10.
I don't know if I can go that high, but
I
because
thought
the matches were good at points. Like I
What'd
don't
you
know.
think about
I
Saturday,
really
though? What about
I
Saturday?
didn't see most of Saturday.
Oh, really?
so,
Okay, Saturday was really...
I've yet even had a chance to catch up.
So-
Only thing I saw was the Jungle Boy Omega match, and that was damn good, as you knew it would be. I mean, that was fantastic.
Yeah, Saturday was good.
And Jungle Boy is so over, so that was great to see. I didn't get to see the rest of the show yet, though, and I've been just either sick or constantly going, so it's been fun. But this first match.
Oh,
was
we got another
something
call.
else.
Hang on. Let me
Here we
go.
go.
Let me
We'll
just.
see what
Oh,
happens
I'm
now.
sorry. I hung up on you. I'm sorry, caller. Go ahead, Jake. I'll get him back. I'm sorry, caller. I'm
You
probably
know,
another person to yell at me for some reason.
I'm sure it was, and you know, it was a fun match, but I don't know if the 3 count was botched at some point, like that's, or if the Bucks were supposed to get that second chance, but the crowd definitely knew that he screwed up. I mean, the crowd was all up in their shit for that. So.
Right. By the way,
and the low blow Rick Knox didn't call either. Like that was blatant too. So I'm like, what is going on?
Well, did he
here?
not see it? But why was Aubrey Edwards acting like she was a mime? Dude, somebody got kicked in the face and Aubrey went.
Yeah, she emotes and reacts and sells it to a lot of moves too.
Like, what the
Who
fuck
brought that
is
up to
she doing?
I think it was Patrick, my friend, that brought that up recently.
I can't stand watching her.
Diva Bible, one of the two. But they said that she especially mimes, like you said. But I forget what word they used. It was you know. But basically, she sells to every like big move that happens.
She is awful.
Anna Jay is going to become Anna Jade. That's crazy with Jungle Boy. He got lucky, huh?
Well, dude, I saw that. I got a boner. And people were mad, too. Like, all the people that thought they were going to bang her. Oh, here he goes.
That
Yeah.
will top seeing a live WWE Dynamite for the great
That's so funny. That's so funny.
There's nothing that can.
WWE Dynamite.
There's nothing that's going to top a live WWE Dynamite. They're going to get sued. This is going to happen.
No, Vince is going to hear that and laugh his ass off.
Vince will laugh. He goes, looks like I was right when I called him an old idiot. When I called him an old fucking
JR
codger
is
idiot.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah, that's why I took him off the air 15 years
I'm
ago.
out of my mind. At least I know what show I'm on. Yeah.
Told you. This is exactly why I took him off the air 9 years ago. I knew. What an idiot.
WWE Dynamite for the great Tony Schiavone.
WWE Dynamite. Did I get my video out of... I can't watch Twitter. Is Twitter down for everybody?
I will have to check.
Twitter's down for me.
Honestly, I was so behind. I started Dynamite late. And
Every name I click on says retry, at least on desktop. I can see my feed, though. It's so weird, dude. It's like down.
I can see my feed, but
This is weird.
Tix.com, folks. There's nothing in your life that will top seeing a live WWE Dynamite.
Someone sent it to me again.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is that even Bernard tweeted at us saying a pile driver from the third rope, another kick out, ?
Weird.
Yeah, I agree. Like that just was like that's such a out of nowhere maneuver you don't see often. When's the last time you've seen a super tombstone? And the tombstone, especially out of all pile drivers, but pile driver instead, is really protected. You've seen it almost end Austin's career. I mean, there's been
It ended Shawn Michaels' career.
Very true too, and there's this kind of like aura around the pile driver. So when you see it, it's like, oh shit! And I don't know. That should have been it. MJF should have won right then and there.
I forgot I didn't put tags on my video. I was wondering why it wasn't.
Because then
doing
from
so
there
good.
they had the stupid leg injury and it just fell off. I hated it from there, and it really could have been something, just fantastic. I'm greatly disappointed because that was close to a 5-star match for my taste as it was going on. Sammy was selling great to begin with. Like it was just a steady fight back and forth. And then they had a stupid, barricade commercial break. All right, we get back and you see MJF biting fingers and they're still attacking on the outside. You got punches, and then MJF goes for the pile driver, but Guevara just dumps him over, and that's it for that. We saw MJF hit a Liger bomb, which was great. And then we saw the awesome Spanish fly from Guevara, all the lariats, the enziguris. What else? We had the double stomp to the arm, and then he grabs a chair, and then that was kicked into his face. So that, should have been a DQ really too. But then he dove over the barricade with that huge somersault. I mean, look how far he jumped. That was incredible by Sammy. That was amazing. That was a hell of a maneuver. Perfect landing. Great sell job from both guys. And then, they MJF gets, hits Sammy in the crotch, and MJF climbs the top, and then we see the super tombstone for a close near fall, I guess. But to me, like I said, I think it was even too much of a close to 2 kick out. And then from there, the knee sell happened, and it all just went to shit. So I couldn't care from there. It just ruined it from that point for me. And then we ended with the WWE Dynamite call, but
I wish I could show you the video. I would show this little clip. Maybe I can on my phone. It's Aubrey just like rocking. Like, oh, here it is. This is so weird, man. Watch Aubrey. Look at this. Oh, like it's just she's so like, dude. Whatever JR says about Kenny Omega when he's always like, oh, Kenny's dramatic and over, like he's theatrical and all these other things. It's like, dude, not as much as Aubrey. I mean, or at least Aubrey's worse, dude. Like, someone gets kicked in the face, and he goes, oh.
Spaz had a great tweet. He said, maybe one day, kid, when Vince McMahon buys AEW, you can live out JR's dream.
Wait, what?
Spaz said for Kenny Omega being in AEW, because JR said it's WWE Dynamite. He said, maybe one day, kid, when Vince McMahon buys AEW, you can live out JR's dream.
That's funny.
Yeah, but I sent you a message, too.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I had paused to... I went ahead and came back, and I'm like, oh my god, look at this, and it was just a perfect pause on Nyla Rose, so I screenshot that, but that was quite the scary image.
What's this on Facebook?
What a piss poor match that was, though. I know I'm skipping ahead.
That brought the show to a halt at that point because the show was rolling.
Because we had Miro Brian Pillman at a really pretty damn good match, and it made Miro seem like a beast, but it didn't completely kill Pillman Jr. I felt like I liked what Taz said about Ricky Starks and Brian Cage, the fact that Starks is cleared and they're going to have a fight on the 14th in Austin. He's going to defend the FTW title, and this is going to clean up the family business. I was like, fuck yeah, do something with your group. Makes sense. So then we get Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero coming out. They take on Britt Baker and Rebel. I'm already not a fan of Rebel in the ring. I like her as a sidekick. I like her as a +1 to everything, but I'm not crazy about her and her vagina in the ring. So we got to deal with that bullshit. And Vicky as well. They want to go ahead. Basically, the big attraction in this match is seeing Vicky get in the ring. So what happens when Vicky gets tagged in?
Right.
They go to a commercial.
Yeah. She gets the hot tag, essentially.
She gets the hot tag. Nyla drags Rebel.
It's not the hot tag, but it's the excitable tag. Yeah,
it's the excited. Yeah, I would say, but it was hot because the crowd was excited, so it's still a version of a hot tag.
It is. Yeah,
it's not a saving hot tag, but it was an excited tag. Agreed. And they go to commercial, and then finally, when they get back from commercial, it's basically Nyla's back into the match. Wonderful job, directors. Fucking killed it. So then we get a beast bomb on Baker. She tried. Oh wait, she couldn't hit it. So then she hits a choke slam, and it was terrible. That was a sloppy sequence because she couldn't actually execute the beast bomb, and that was like, I don't think a story. It looked like a bosh. Then she gets the knee, and you're seeing all this. Rebel makes the save, and it's just from there super ridiculous, and it's boring. Vicky just gets shoved, and you're like, oh, that's it. She's gonna put her in the lockjaw for the win. So Vicky's forced to tap out. They think they're saving Nyla, but really, it's just embarrassing all around. It was just bad. And then afterwards, you got to see the beast bomb because she couldn't get it before. And then Chekhov's table finally comes into effect. Wish it was a gun for one of us, but instead we can't play Russian roulette, Joe. We got to watch her slam her with the second god-awful power bomb. The first one was horrific. The second one wasn't as bad through the table, but it was still bad. I feel bad for Britt. What a painful landing. What'd you think?
Yeah, it looked rough. I mean, she kind of just, I don't know. They could have planned it that way, and she might have done the right thing. But it was a hell of a release power bomb from that height. I was worried that she was going to drop her myself, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not mad about it or nitpicky enough to get angry about it at this point. But like, it did cross my mind. Like, ooh, I don't think this is the worst thing, but that match did change the pace of the night. Like they had been kind of rolling in a certain way decently, and that match really brought it just takes me out of it every time. I don't know what it is about Nyla. Maybe I do. But I don't know what it is about her, but she just, like, all her stuff.
I don't even think it's that factor. I really just think Nyla's not good at wrestling.
Yeah.
I haven't enjoyed much of anything that Nyla's done. Not one promo. And it's so weird because they're putting Britt through is Britt turning face now? Is that what they're going with? Please no, because she's great as a heel. I know she's kind of a fan favorite.
Uh-huh.
But that's only because they don't really have a women's division at this point in time established well.
Right.
There's no like great face to go up against her in this moment. And then suddenly having Nyla Rose go against her, they were heels specifically heels attacking Sheeta and all these people, and then all of a sudden they attack Britt. So now they're the heels and Britt's the face. Like, this whole thing is just not working. It's
what
terrible.
happened to anybody else? Like the other women, I mean, like Serena.
It's like
Deeb.
they forgot about all of them and jumped right back to Nyla Rose. Why couldn't Statlander have a feud with Britt? Straight up, she's extremely over right now.
Yeah, why didn't they have somebody ready to go? Because it's like, dude,
I'm baffled by it. This is what I don't understand.
Britt Baker's in limbo.
The women's division.
Yeah, Britt Baker's in limbo, dude.
My is signed Tessa Blanchard. I mean, they need to have some established, like a Mickie James would be great. You know, they need a couple of two big names, I think. One younger, one veteran. If they could get, like, I know it's not happening, but if they got, like, Becky Lynch and Mickie James, that would be unreal. That would be two perfect, you know, like someone of a popular namesake now. Tessa Blanchard probably would be a good get. And then, you know, they get a veteran like Mickie, and those two combined probably could make a big difference. You need star power and you need namesake, and then you need to start putting people over. Thunder Rosa came in with a lot of, like, uproar behind her. People were liking what she was doing in NWA when that finally came back after the pandemic break. So a lot of fans were behind her. Then you had her on the show here, and it's like, you know, they just kind of left her by the wayside. What happened? Why do we not see more of Thunder Rosa? It is a contract thing, okay, but I thought that was, you know, a lot of times I feel like they have a little bit of heat coming with people in a good way and some attraction, and then we just don't get that. And Firebird says, no, Britt was acting like a heel tonight, but the crowd cheered her as a face. Yes, but my point is they're kind of putting Nyla more in the heel role because they're getting sympathy for Britt by going through the table, and that's usually reserved for faces. That's why it's so confusing.
It's really confusing. Nyla acts like a heel, and we don't even know what Vicky Guerrero is. She's supposedly supposed to be a heel too, but she's another sort of sympathetic.
She's with Andrade as well, right?
Yeah, so like what? Like and he's a heel clearly, but like people are excited he's here, so it's just it's very ambiguous about what's really the bad guy, the good guy, and then at the same time, even if you don't know, right? Even if they don't know and they want to kind of blur the lines and do whatever they want to do, okay, we understand that. But the problem is, like you just said, they made Britt Baker the sympathetic character. So if you were trying to sort of blur the lines, you still made the crowd's still going to choose somebody, and obviously they're going to choose that person, and they already like her anyway. If you wanted to be a heel, she should have gotten on the mic and said, I don't need any of your goddamn help, all you people. Shut up. You know, you're just, you know, whatever. You know, people ask me for autographs. I hate it. You smell, you know, and then Nyla comes out and put her through a table. That'd be different. But she doesn't really, I mean, but she was acting like a heel, so maybe I'm wrong too, but
it's confusing, and a lot of their angles get confusing. Like I said, with Penta in the beginning and the Young Bucks back and forth, now they're clearly heels, and then
what was confusing about that one? Because that I don't get that one. Maybe I don't get that.
Penta's been a heel for weeks on weeks.
He has
now,
flip-flopped,
and then all of a sudden
that.
he's suddenly switched to. You know, that's what I was bringing up before. And I know they're playing Who Goes to Moose with Eddie's partners right now because they don't have anybody since Moxley needed time off. I get that. But it's just awkward to keep replacing people to work with Eddie and then having it be, you know, face, heel, face.
You want to mess
and
with
he
Eddie?
Just kind of keeps going at the same rate. And I know there's no heels or faces, but there are. There needs to be.
Well, yeah.
There needs to be defined characteristics. Or else, who are you going to root for? Andrade next week is taking on Matt Sydal. That should be good. Matt's ranked number 5, so we'll see what happens there. And I don't know where Thunder Rosa is at. I know that she's still dealing with NWA, but Soundwave says Mickie James is NWA bound because of her husband Nick.
Right.
That could be true. And I think we're going to change the set next week for the Road Rager set in Miami because they're making a big deal of them going out on the road. So I think we're definitely going to see some different expansion or additions to the Dynamite set because of that happening. So J-Rod, I definitely agree with you there.
I think it's time for new ropes. I think it's time for no more black ropes. I think they need to have a white rope in the middle. Like a white rope in the middle would make that ring pop nicer. I swear to God, AEW, it's the little things. Make the middle rope white, or make all the ropes white, or maybe they're going to make the ropes like pink and purple or something. I don't know. But make them do something with the ropes.
We'll see. I mean, Pride Month is over tomorrow, and that doesn't mean the acceptance stops, Joe, just because Pride Month's over. We have to still be accepting here.
Well, I'll always be accepting
because
that's just who I am.
reminding the universe.
Yeah, well, fuck the government.
But Brent, actually, Porter made a great comment here. He said, Rosa wrestled on Dark last night. She's been doing Spanish commentary, which is true. We didn't know that.
That's true, yeah. You're right,
And
good point.
with Dasha and Alex, because the other person, I forgot their name, they got fired with that whole controversy with Sheeta. And he said, I think they're saving Rosa against Britt until Rosa signs. Okay, that makes sense because she's very busy. She's got things going on everywhere. She's got her own promotion. She's MMA fighting still, apparently, or at least training. And, so she's got a lot on her plate.
They probably also want to find out who's going to be the face when this goes down.
I think that's what they want to try and find too, because Britt is
because
really
wouldn't you say like Rosa, Thunder Rosa was like at an 8 likable, like she was like at an 8 face, and then all of a sudden Britt Baker has almost become like a 9 face or something, like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, she's not even a face; she's just that well liked. And you know how I would flip her? I would make it perfectly simple. She saves her best friend Tony.
Right, from what?
From attack from Nyla Rose and Vicky. You could pick some situation. So Tony's about to get attacked and he was going to interview Nyla in the ring, and Britt comes out, she saves him and helps him up, and then from there that's the turn. And it's simple.
Right.
And you could do that next week and it would establish her as a face. That would be a good response to the crowd reaction to make her a face, because I guarantee she would push so much more merch as a face right now. If they put out a really great shirt with her holding up the title, DMD on the back, I'd buy that.
I don't think anything's ever going to sell more than that other shirt. But the thing about this is
the blood shirt. Absolutely. But with her being a face, I think people would be behind it. Ruby Riott would be a great addition to AEW. There's a good name. That's someone that's young and could be a great talent for them to have. She really is good in the ring. She just never got a chance to shine because no one believed in her. If you watch her indie matches as Lovelace, as I have recently, some people have sent me some stuff, and it's like, wow, what did we miss on with the Riot Squad? What happened?
Nothing.
How was she?
I mean, I said she was good.
I feel like she wasn't. Yeah, no, we knew she was good, but I feel like she was so much better.
Yeah, she was one of the better wrestlers. Like, she was great. She did everything they asked her to, too. We never had a problem with her.
Basically what I'm trying to say is I think she was better on the indie circuit than she was in WWE.
I'm sure she was.
I think WWE held her back. And
they hold everybody back. I mean, that's
obvious.
Just everybody. Yeah. Everybody's wrestling takes a 1 step back, and then everybody's character takes a huge step back. But here's the thing. What Britt Baker is facing the same thing that the Jericho's group faced. Jericho's group came in, were the heels, then people started liking them, and same thing, they had to flip them face. Britt Baker's the same way. She's got this scummy person in her corner, hits people with crutches, helps her cheat, but people start cheering her. And so now they've got to have the Nyla Rose with her friend in the corner to be the real bad guys, because the attempted bad guys in this case turned into the faces. It's just funny how that keeps happening. People really started cheering for Britt quickly. Although I think that the ambiguity that you were talking about earlier with AEW, where they sort of make the heels kind of cool, like it becomes too cool, where people are like, I can't help but cheer for these people. So it tells you where the wrestling fans are at too. Like we're at a time right now where if there was a Stone Cold Steve Austin, he'd be super over. Anybody who grabbed a mic and was like, you know what I'm gonna do, like that type of shit, that is over right now with this. Nobody wants any more of this pansy shit out there. So I mean, what do you think of Christian Cage in the back with Jungle Boy during those backstage things with the dinosaurs?
Yeah, I wish they would kind of slowly but surely get him away from Jurassic Express. I know that sounds crazy, like a boy and his dinosaur, but I think he's more over on his own. I think Marco Cunt Stunt is going to hold him back eventually.
Well,
he's only over because he's with the fans. He looks like a Make-A-Wish child waving to everybody. That's Marco, and then I think people are going to get sick of it.
I think people are sick of it, but that's just...
Well, now that fans they're going back on tour, I think people are going to be more sick of it, and I think they can do more with Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy on their own separately.
Wow, so you want to get rid of Marco Stunt, but keep Jurassic Express without the stunty?
Yes. Wow. And Luchasaurus can go for a TNT title against Miro. I think that would be a good feud back and forth. And then Jungle Boy can obviously, he needs to win the TNT title, but think about it.
And Christian,
you have Miro go ahead and have a huge, great feud with Luchasaurus. And, it could be down the line. Finally, Luchasaurus gets the title, and then Jungle Boy gets the opportunity to win the title from Luchasaurus. And they have the ultimate match of, once brothers, now enemies. I think it'd be a cool story to tell, and that's Jungle Boy's first title win in front of fans. That could be it all out, be a big deal. Writes itself. And they could keep them face still because they respect each other. They just each have their own destiny.
Other than the, Christian just bores the hell out of me, but other than the weird acting.
Promo is just anybody for Christian, really, Joe. You could have put anybody there, and that's the problem. Christian is pretty replaceable at this point. He doesn't have that same charisma or feel that he had to himself beforehand. He doesn't have.
I don't think he ever had
a sniveling heel. And
I never liked.
He had charisma with the peeps and stuff like that. Yeah, he definitely had charisma. I just don't think it was.
No, he's got it. I don't know. What is he doing? Like, what the hell?
I don't know what he's doing now. That's the thing. It just it feels like, all right, I'm a legend,
out.
So people just respect me, and I'm going to go off my namesake. I don't really have to try.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I feel like.
It's the thing WWE does. Oh, legends in the back talking. But it's
like main store asking for advice. Like Jungle Boy has to hear this. It just felt like, I know he was trying to talk him up, but I don't know.
It's like get away from him. Let Jungle Boy just be awesome. Like, don't have all these people around him, like, and stuff. Just like, would you have Stone Cold Steve Austin running into people like in the back, like Bruno Sammartino and stuff like that, being like, "Let me tell you what you got to do, Steve." Like, and I know that did happen, I think, once in the WWE at one point, but it's just like, stop that. Stop doing that. The next segment that happened, I thought was really good, except for a little bit of overacting by whatever his face is. I don't even remember his name. But Darby Allin, I thought that segment was nice. I like that.
See, I didn't care for it. I'm on opposite street with you a lot tonight, apparently, because I'm done with this feud. I think that's what it is here. Like, it wasn't. Ethan Page was decent on the mic with Tony, and he's like, well, I wanted to have a casket match, and but bringing him out in the casket, Sting does, and you've got the whole video already recorded, and oh my god, like, you didn't know he's in the casket. And you got to wait for the heels are going to wait for Darby to jump out of the casket. Like, it just feels stupid. All of it felt stupid. Sting is wheeling out this casket, and I don't know. The referee pulls them all apart, and Darby's like digging him in the eyes.
He gouged his eye out. Oh, that was my problem. Is after that he kind of was just acting ridiculous. But I thought it was I don't know. I thought it was all right. I like that we're getting a coffin match. I guess.
I guess it'll be cool, but it doesn't really feel like it fits with either Sting or Darby's character. Yeah.
What? He does the coffin drop. And his friends died in a car accident with him?
Call me an asshole for that. I forgot about the coffin drop. I just didn't see how the casket really fit until then.
Well, like, Darby's not afraid of death, and like his family in the car
that's why I was
accident.
saying like that the coffin thing didn't fit, but the body bag match worked more in my eyes.
Why? Aren't they like the same thing?
I feel like that more encapsulate death. I mean, it should be one and the same, but no, I hate that WWE feuds go on for a full year as well. When they're the same things over and over. This has been going on since Sting arrived, no doubt, and it just feels boring at this point.
Yeah. Well, I haven't liked
like
any of it.
They've had hints of the same thing with Darby. Let Sting get away from Darby. It's the same thing we saw with Team Taz, just in a slightly different format. So, I mean, it certainly wasn't bad. It's got its funny little thing to it. And I guess I always saw Darby with the body bag instead of a coffin. So I guess that's why it was different to me in my mindset.
Well, he upgraded. He's upgrading. That's all.
I guess. I mean, it makes sense, but in my high mind,
this reminds me of a mid-card WWF thing from the late 80s, early 90s. This is like the blindfold match with Jake Roberts, that type of stuff. Just, I don't know, just reminds me of that, like, sort of throwaway, like, Mick Foley, Boiler Room Brawl type of thing. It's just a little stupid thing. I don't mind it. I don't like, I agree with you that I don't like most of their feud. I haven't liked it. This is the best thing I've liked so far with this feud. Like, tonight, this got me the most interested. I don't know why, but tonight I was like, okay, yeah, I want to see that coffin match. I love his coffin drop. He's gouging his eyes. This guy's like, all right, screaming in the mic. I'm like, all right. I don't like this guy.
Fighter Fest, like Dewo,
Oh
said.
my Christ! When is that?
Not too far out.
If that's more than 4 weeks away, shoot me. And I hope it's 2 weeks away, because if it's 3 or 4 or 5 weeks away, oh my God, I got to listen to this for another 3 or 4 weeks, and they started it tonight. That's a mistake then. If it's
it's July 14th and July 21st, and I guess it's going to be on the second show.
Wait a minute,
21st
Wait,
show.
These are these are free.
It's not a pay-per-view. It's Wednesday split Dynamite. It's going to be 2 Wednesdays. So
wow, okay.
It's counter programming, that's their mindset, because NXT will do the Great American Bash too, and
that doesn't bother me.
Up, the week after, and so they always have these theme shows yearly. This will be their third one. They did it 2019, 2020, and same thing they did last year. They split it, but the thing is, the 14th and the 21st. So that's essentially 4 weeks away if they're on the second show.
Right.
The first one's at the HEB Center at Cedar Park. The second one, that's Cedar Park, Texas. The second one is the Curtis Colwell Center in Garland, Texas. So they're going to be, live fans in attendance. That's going to be great. But to see this, how are they going to keep this going for another 4 weeks with Darby and Sting and Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky?
Well, I'm already not
interested in it at all.
Well, I'll tell you why. I mean, someone's going to get assaulted. I bet you that they beat up Sting at some point. They're going to isolate Sting at some point, beat him up. 1 week, they won't even be on TV. And then the last week will be the final promos. So next week, I would expect them to, isolate Sting and take out his knee. And then the week after that, you hear from Darby, but nothing else, like a little thing. Or no, you don't hear from him at all. And then the third week leading into the match, you'll hear promos from everybody setting up this coffin thing, and you're going to pay for what you did to Sting. So I think they're going to take out Sting. By the way, speaking of taking somebody out, poor Montreal Canadiens, just Tampa Bay is just whooping ass. So, wow. Carey Price, cup is looking further and further away. The sound wave. Again. Whoa.
Want clarify the change to the Ethan versus Darby coffin match. You pushed it back because there was an building collapse that killed several people in Miami, so they pushed it to Fight to Fest instead.
Oh, I get it. But then they introduced it tonight.
Yeah, so it's still kind of a taboo topic, I guess. And D-Welsh said, due to the building collapse in Miami, search teams from all over Virginia, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, going on, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's coming. Good. Hopefully they find someone.
But it's called the coffin. It's called the coffin drop. Not Florida doesn't care about people and has no regulations, so people die drop.
Yeah, exactly. This building was how out of code, apparently?
Yeah, well, I mean, they don't care.
They said there was so much wrong with this, and it's like a Grey's Anatomy episode come to life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Florida don't care. Listen, for all the great stuff in Florida, freedoms, they also go, oh, we're not gonna look at that.
Yeah, there's things like this, and apparently Rebel was injured tonight, allegedly. Rebel was carried to the back after the match, after the cameras were already turning away. So,
wow, I didn't.
Dr. Sampson helped Rebel off. So.
I didn't even see that. We'll have to look for that on...
I didn't either, but it said AEW officials and Dr. Sampson walked Rebel off. It appears this was not part of the show. It was not shown on television. They were not trying extra hard. They were trying extra hard to make sure that she kept the weight off of her leg. Hopefully Rebel is okay. She's had issues with her leg in the past and was on crutches, obviously, for a while. So hopefully this is not the same leg, but it seems to be the case.
I still don't know.
They were holding her leg, and you see her hobbling out.
Is anybody else having trouble with Twitter? Because I'm still having trouble with Twitter. But
yeah, I can't play videos on Twitter.
Yeah, something's wrong with Twitter tonight. I'm not sure what it is. Let's begin.
I'm getting my notifications, but I can't play videos.
Huh? That is. I'm getting. Oh shit! Some reason I miss. Phoning you from a phone booth. Yo, Aubrey Edwards, let's dance. I miss phoning you from a fucking phone booth. I miss phone booths. I miss phoning you. I miss phoning you from a fucking phone booth. Fucking phone.
Brian Madden's wrong. Boston show is October 27th.
Oh, coming down the aisle, October 27th, Boston. I don't know if I'll go. I'm not sure if I will be going this time, although I had a blast the last time, but I'm still not vaccinated.
We'll see, because I guess they're not coming over here, Joe. They're not coming to Connecticut or Rhode Island, I guess, either, that I haven't seen at this point. I guess Rhode Island was trying to be added, so I might be crazy with that, but last I saw, they didn't. It was just Boston.
Well, they've never gone to Rhode Island ever.
I don't believe so, but that was one of the rumored destinations they were supposed to be
Wouldn't that be great if they did
Bridgeport or where we had NXT?
If they went to Rhode Island, then it would only be 15 minutes from me, because I used to be 15 minutes from Boston. Now I'm 15 minutes from Rhode Island.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's closer for me too than Boston. That would be great. That's why I was waiting to see if that was announced.
Providence.
They were going to go to whatever the Providence. What is it? The Dunkin' Donuts Center.
Dunkin' Donuts Center. Hey,
and
I
I've
can
been
go to
there for Raw, and it's a good arena.
I can
It's very
go to
small, but
Providence
nice.
Bruins games for cheap and just scream and throw things at people.
Absolutely.
And get shot in Providence
because it was cheap.
That'll be fun. Hey, listen, I'm excited, man. It's a great day. Where did you go? I had Bullfat in here. Bullfat, where'd you go? Bullfrog wanted to be on the show. Well, let's go. Let's hear the call earlier. Tommy called the show. Listen to this. Dude, I'm gonna hang up on you. This was really weird. I didn't say you did. What are you saying? Tommy?
I didn't put your address. You're those fucking cocksuckers. And of course, you're talking shit about...
I'm not talking shit about you at all.
About you. I didn't put your fucking address.
You say Joe's cocksuckers?
Anywhere. You're Sammy.
I didn't say you did, dude. I didn't say you did.
Anywhere. So stop fucking accusing me.
Good. Oh, my God.
Could have been a sound clip, but it sounded like Tommy pretty angry altogether there.
Oh, you think somebody called and played him like I usually do to people?
Could have been. You never know, though.
That could be what it is. I bet you that is what it is. It's a sound clip. I thought he was just screaming from the get-go. Or there was like a whole call of people.
Because there was a bunch of people, so it could have been people playing stuff and laughing.
Yeah, right.
Or it could have been Tommy already just angry at that moment.
What a
and
psycho.
They amped him up.
He's a psycho. Anyway.
I mean, the news we heard today for wrestling was Burger King declaring Riddle the best storyline going in WWE because he said he has his stash of Whoppers.
Really?
That's the wrestling news. So,
the wrestling news was terrible there. That's why I put up that Eddie Kingston video. The funny thing about it was I hit stop on my video recorder, so then I was like, all right, I have to take both videos, edit them together, and I forgot that. So then I uploaded the second part only. So it started with me at the end of playing the clips, and people were like, people didn't even notice. They thought the video was fine or whatever. But I was like, oh, I wanted that whole video to be up. So I had to take the video down, then re-update the video and put it up. And, of course, because I did that, I really didn't get a lot of views. So if you missed my video earlier about Eddie Kingston, Bully Ray, go check it out. It's only got 400 views. And you're not getting alerts.
That was a great take by Bully Ray. I really have to agree with him there. As much as I don't care for him personally, I do agree with him when he's right.
We said the same thing. It's just he's right. And
he's right about what he said to Tony Khan about the rules needing to matter more and the refs just not.
What did he say after Tony said he was wrong? Because Tony was like, "Well, we never said that."
Yeah, I
didn't hear that part
at this point.
I didn't hear that.
I did
part,
listen to it. It's like another minute and 50 seconds after that. So
that's so weird. Let's 424. Hello.
It's your buddy Mike Messier. How are you, gentlemen?
Mike Messier, who's down in Florida at all the AEW shows.
I was there tonight, brother. How are you guys? Good to hear from you. Good to talk to you again. Been a while.
Good to hear from you.
WWE Dynamite.
Well, this will be the last AEW show in Jacksonville for less than 5 weeks. So we'll be back on August 4th. But I thought perhaps you would enjoy the in-person vibe and report if you have a moment.
Yes, give us the taste of Florida. I've been watching your videos that you've been uploading, clips of different things that you've caught from the stands in real time.
Yes, the subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. That's the actual name of the channel now.
You might as well just call yourself I'm a whore.
Well, nobody's paying me, Joe. Whores get paid.
I know. Oh, my God, dude, that's the name of the channel. I know it's a funny name. The self-advertising title of the channel. I like it. Go. And so what? Now, did you wear a Mike Messier shirt, subscribe to my channel shirt with you?
I've been wearing the subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel hat on occasion.
Right.
You know, when you get to be my size, and Jake used to be able to relate to this, but not anymore. When you get to be my size, the extra material costs you $3 extra for a T-shirt for a size 3XL.
Right.
Because of my broad shoulders and manly chest, Joe Cronin.
Listen, you're hot as hell. I used to know a guy named Okayfabe who spent $400 on making his own wrestling title for his show, and he had 8 people watching him, but he had a $400 title. It was amazing, and he brought it to shows and held it up like a homo. I love you. So, Mike, so tell us what it was like being at AEW in Florida.
Well, you know, I really tried to reach you the night of Double or Nothing because for me that was the peak. That was what was that, a month and a half ago with the second Stadium Stampede match. I was going back in my own little memories tonight, Joe, and I've only been going to the show since February, and but that's a pretty good run, February to June, and I think I only missed 2 shows during that time. The motivating factor for me to hop on and start paying for these tickets was really, to be honest, the Brody Lee tribute show, because I think that the company AEW handled that with a lot of class, and I think it was probably the best tribute show to a fallen professional wrestler that we've seen ever. You know what I mean?
It was very good, yeah.
Yeah, it was well done, and it was heartfelt.
What would you compare it to? Owen Hart, Benoit, Guerrero? I mean, all those?
I would actually put it better, and the reason why, and it's nothing against any of those guys, because all those guys, you know, were great. But the Owen thing was so sad because Owen died in the ring on company time. So it's like, how can you really enjoy this show knowing that if the company, meaning WWF, put a little more effort into their safety, that Owen would still be alive to this day. So he was always Raw is Owen. Although it was a heartfelt tribute, it was tainted by the fact that it was really unnecessary if they had paid $3,000 extra to the rig guys to ensure his safety. So that's a tough one for me.
Yeah.
And then Benoit, and you know, I'm having a hard time remembering the Eddie tribute night, to be honest with you, because I think Eddie passed away on a night where there was like 3 or 4 nights before the next Raw. So it was kind of a thing where the news had leaked by then. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of, and the Benoit.
Yeah, I don't remember the Eddie. I don't know why I don't remember it as much either. I think I might have not been watching and busy at the time, but I remember being just shocked and blown away that he was gone. I couldn't believe it, and I think I missed the show. But yeah, so I remember the Benoit one. But yeah, the Owen Hart's the most comparable to me. But yeah, this was a very good, very, very good honoring of Brody. But yeah, go ahead, continue. What was it like tonight, or what else did you want to say?
Well, the highlights were, believe it or not, the House Always Wins was a house show that was exclusively, in theory, for the house show audience. And they did that on April 9th, which was the Friday before WrestleMania. And that was kind of a thing that they did kind of as an experiment. And at the time, they were talking about, hey, maybe we'll set this out as a special YouTube release or something. They haven't even done that yet. I actually taped a lot of clips for that. That show was pretty stacked. I mean, they had a lot of 5-on-5 matches. They had like Omega and the Bucks in a 5-on-5, and they brought a guy in from Japan for that show, and Cody wrestled in some bunkhouse type of match, and that was actually a fun show. And like I said, I think the 2 ones that really stick out, Blood and Guts, which was interesting. That's the only time I've been to a wrestling show where we literally got 1 match live. Like, the only match for the live audience that night was Blood and Guts. The rest of the stuff was taped like earlier, and we watched it on pre-tape and made noise as if we were watching it live. So that was interesting, but to be honest, it was a fun night. I think it was worth, you know, the 30 or whatever bucks I paid for it, because everyone had a great time at Blood and Guts. And then the other one would be, like I said, the Double or Nothing, when they were able to sell the capacity, and a lot of people came in from other places. The guys in my row came in from New York, and I was talking to them, and a lot of people were at the pay-per-view Double or Nothing from out of state and so forth, and it seemed like a celebration. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And people, whether they were vaccinated or I mean, really, Joe, I don't know about you, man. I got vaccinated myself, and I feel better about it. I mean, look, this thing is horrible. It's god awful, but I would suggest everyone get vaccinated. For me, I feel good about getting vaccinated. And if it proves to make my face fall off, well, so be it. But
I think
I'm okay so far.
I think my wife's vaccinated. My mother is. Jake is, right? Jake, you're vaccinated? Jake's vaccinated. I'm not vaccinated. Only I think though because I'm lazy or something. Or I think it's gonna blow my. I don't know why. It's weird. I'm not vaccinated. But you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'll probably go and then die. That'll be my luck.
Well, here's the thing, man. Because I feel comfortable about getting vaccinated, but if you honestly feel like there's something that is preventing you from wanting to get this, then maybe you shouldn't. You know, I mean, I guess I would encourage you to do it, and I'd hate for you to get the damn the damn COVID. But if there's something inside your body or your spirit that's saying, Joe, don't get this vaccine, maybe there's something going on that you shouldn't get it.
Yeah, but you know what? It's the same thing that tells me like, nah, I don't want to go get the car inspected. I mean, that's really what it is. I think I'm just lazy because it's the same voice that's like, no, don't really want to go to get the car. Don't really want to pay the IRS.
Well, in that case, buddy, if it's just kind of laziness or whatever, maybe you should get the vaccine.
I probably should have. I've gotten every other vaccine and everything.
I had a couple of friends die from it. I had a friend who survived it, but he felt like he could have died. So it's not a joke, man.
No, it's well, that's why I wouldn't. That's why I don't think I would go to AEW unless if I was vaccinated, I'd probably go to AEW. But if I'm not vaccinated by October, I probably wouldn't go, and I'd probably just be in the same stale state that we're in right now. But listen, Mike Messier, I appreciate the call. I'm sure you wanted to say more about tonight, but I mean, just we're up against it on the time. Call back again, right. Mike. We should do our own podcast.
So I could hear the rest of that. Good to hear Mike, though. He couldn't hear me on Skype, so that's why I went and listened to the rest of the Tony call. And
okay.
Bully Ray basically calls him out for the, lack of rules, and that's when Tony says, oh, well, we don't have ref bumps. What am I supposed to do, hurt my referees? You can count on one hand. I think we've had 4 or 5 ref bumps, and Bully Ray's like, I'm not talking about ref bumps. I'm saying in the Young Bucks matches and things like that, why not just make it a tornado match or no disqualification if you're going to allow the referees to do the things they do? And he basically goes on to say, I don't think it's an issue. The fans enjoy it, and I have better things to talk about.
Wow. And
that's his justification. He's like, I have better things to talk about on the card. And then it just goes on to the next subject. So
I mean, it is weird. It's almost like they're lazy, like I'm lazy about getting anything done. They're like, yeah, it doesn't know. It's almost like when someone tells me something about my show. Remember, like when all these people cared too much about my show, they'd be like, you should do this on the 3rd moon of the 4th Friday. And I'd be like, I just want to just do the things, have fun. That's what Tony wants to do. He doesn't want to be like, oh, let's have this tag and you got to touch this, do that thing. But what's so hard about it? That's the weird thing.
Consideration, but he basically argued against it. He just can't take any
criticism.
Any criticism. And we've seen this how many times now where someone, even people supporting him saying like, oh, it could have been better, but it was still really good, that kind of thing. And he's like, you can't say a word edgewise, unfortunately.
That's interesting about him. I mean, Vince wouldn't give a shit.
That way, doesn't it? I mean, look at all the times that he's kind of latched back towards people and
right. Yeah.
I don't know. My good friend Cody literally said he wasn't even, what was the quote? It wasn't even that bad what Cody said. He was trying to defend AEW essentially in a way, and I got to find the quote, but just to be a dick, Tony Khan had to come back and correct his spelling, and I'm like, that's really the only thing Tony could focus on there. He couldn't, but that's all Tony Khan could focus on. Now I can't find the photo. I'm looking for it, but still, here it is. He said, Tony, I don't think it's a good idea to hype up another show like Revolution, and not deliver like you did with Revolution. Just book a great show and don't get our hopes up for something just not to deliver again. And Tony Khan said our hopes with a little star next to it because he said ARE, our hopes, instead of our hopes.
Oh my God, he literally corrected his spelling.
So he corrected his spelling instead of saying, but it wasn't a rude comment that Cody said nothing. He just said, don't hype up another show like you did with Revolution. He was replying to Tony Khan's tweet. He said, just book another great show and not get our hopes up for something just to not deliver again. And he literally corrected his grammar.
That's weak.
So,
that's
on,
weak. I mean, come on, man. Answer the question.
But that's what you're going to do. You're going to come back and he I guess he thinks everyone's attacking him or everyone's but that really wasn't the intention for so many people I've seen. And then to bring down Botchamania is a bad look. So
that
I don't know.
Still, I can't believe that. Like, what the fuck, dude? They do look bad with that. And by the way, Aubrey Edwards acts like an idiot. I keep watching her. Like,
since Dwelsh wants to be a piece shit spoiling F9, I'm spoiling it for everyone. Brian shows up at the end of the movie. Fuck you, Dwelsh. That's why Amanda left you for a backwet.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what any of what you just said means. AJ
No,
Adams, thank you for the $3, AJ Adams. I don't know why you assaulted him like that. I don't even know what he's spoiling there. I don't understand that. But
it's all about family.
Oh, is that what
Toretto family?
Oh, so you spoiled it. Now I know it's Fast 9.
That's what he said, Fast 9.
Uh-huh. Well, let me tell you something. I would never watch those movies, so I couldn't care. But
those are good like junk flicks where you have people over and you can put something on in the background.
Right.
If you're watching it because you like the story.
Dynamite. J.R. : there is nothing in your life that can top seeing a live WWE Dynamite. I laughed. Loved the main event.
Snow Globe, Sting, Frostin. Thank you. If he did spoil the movie, I will block him from donating. So we'll lose another donator. I don't care.
Yeah, that's a spoiler, but D. Welsh, I think, said it in the chat before, though. So I think
did
that's
he really? What a
yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Where?
Much earlier, D. Welsh brought this up.
Oh.
I just kind of glazed over it because no one really mentioned it. But Welsh said that so-and-so does such and such in the movie. And
shit bomb!
He said, I saw the movie, it's garbage. And said such and such is a spoiler.
With fans coming back for WWE, do you think fans will boo or turn on superstars with the bad product that WWE is producing?
With fans coming back to WWE, do you think fans will boo or turn superstars? Hammer, what's up, Hammer Down 48? I think that at first it's going to be a little bit of love. You know, it's going to be that little bit of a love fest. But, you know, after a little while, or if they start doing things they don't like, they're probably going to get booed at that point. But, you know, I don't know what kind of fans are going to be left. Here, it could go either way. You could end up with mostly only casuals going to the live events, right? But then you could also end up with some casuals going and then hardcore people going. Hardcore people going who are like, I'm going to go because they're coming, but I don't really like the product right now. And then if it sucks, they're going to get pissed and they're going to be loud. So it really depends on which group wants to show up more. Because it's whittling down to almost nothing, right? So before, when the tarps were coming out, we had 2.5 million to 2.8 million watching. And that's when the tarps were coming out. So now that pretty much everything...
Now it's just worse and worse.
Everything is 2 million or less, or 2.1 million and less. Who the fuck is showing up to these shows now?
And I literally said, you know, not that long ago, it was just going to keep going down like you did, and we've both been predicting numbers. We thought AEW would go up and up, but it doesn't really seem like that is always the case. And yeah, chat, I was saying not to ban anybody because it was a back and forth thing. So I'm on the chat side. But Raw last week, right? For the last 5 years, from 2016 to 2020, ready? 3.4, 3.0, 2.6, 2.2. 1.7, and now this week 1.5. They've gone down by 0.4 every year until 2020, where they went down by 0.5, and now they went down by 0.2 this year at 1.5 million.
I mean, it almost
still more than Dynamite, I guess. You could, if you want to talk ratings,
right,
like everybody focuses on so much, but Vince doesn't care about ratings. It's all about contract deals with the networks and Peacock and.
But 7
TV
years
deals.
ago. 7 years ago, I sat here and told you what the numbers would be, and we're damn close. In fact, I thought they weren't. I thought they would be not as bad. I thought they were going to be bad, but not as bad. So 7 years ago, We said this. That's the point when people go, oh, but what about AEW? What do you mean, what about it? I don't give a fuck about AEW. I don't care. I'm talking about WWE. AEW isn't even on the map right now. We're talking about WWE's ratings. They're not good, and they're going down every year. And then someone says, well, what about this? What about that? They have the same arguments that some people have about the dumbest shit. Like, it's like you're wrong. Listen, you love it. Okay, great. Defend that you love it. That's fine. Have fun watching it. But you're, like, in the minority because people are leaving. They're almost gone.
I would not be watching week in and week out. I would probably not even tune in for all the pay-per-views. I would probably go, like... Well, Peacock sucks so much you can't even skip the certain match points.
I'd watch the YouTube highlights.
Yeah, I would tune into the YouTube highlights, and then the pay-per-views, I would pick and choose which matches I would want to see, go into that, and then, that's it. I wouldn't be watching from top to bottom because I'm just not that interested in most of it. The Roman stuff, I do like Drew still. I still enjoy him, but just like Cesaro and Drew, they allowed both of their top faces on both shows, essentially. Well, Drew was a top, Cesaro wasn't, but they could have made him a top face. They allowed them both to be beaten clean, then demand a rematch, even though they had no right to demand such a thing because they were beaten clean. And now Drew is likely going to win the Money in the Bank. So to me, that's even more ridiculous. I'm just very underwhelmed with what they're doing with McIntyre and Cesaro even, and that's a great point too. Break up Google now. Cosby's got half a foot in the foot half in the grave anyways. So him getting out, like, it's still an injustice, no doubt. But
what?
How much life?
You're racist. You're racist.
Oh, I know. You can't. I'm sorry. We're not supposed to believe all women.
Yes.
Not supposed to.
Stop doing that, you idiot.
I'm sorry. It's so indoctrinated in me, Joe. I just.
You like that? You like that, women? How about that? Oh. Black beautiful women. Oh, you lie. Bill Cosby's out, bitches. You take the L, bitches. Believe no women. Believe no women, you motherfuckers, because Bill Cosby's getting out. Tried to lock him up. Your racist ass tried to lock up Bill Cosby. Oh, some of the women he raped were black. Yeah, sure they were. Sure they were. Retards. Bill Cosby's free, baby. You can't hold the black man down no more.
That's right.
He's
out,
bitches. Fake news.
Believe women no more.
Don't lie, you white people lying on this shit. Fuck yourselves. Bill Cosby, bitches. Woo!
So sorry for my injustice towards Cosby.
Hell yeah, baby. Don't you dare do that. I'm happy he's out, and you should be happy he's out, too.
I am, and I apologize for speaking against Mr. Cosby.
These lying bitches.
Pudding.
Lying bitches. That's what they were.
Oh, he's already on Tinder. He's got a profile made and everything.
Liars. Just like Enzo.
Unlike that man, Cosby goes down.
Oh, when it's Enzo, oh, he's got to be innocent. Now it's Cosby. People like you, Jake, Oh, he should be in jail. Why?
It's because I voted for Biden, Joe. It's like a sickness in me. It's stuck in me. I've been indoctrinated for all these years, and I just want to get it out, and I can't. It won't leave me.
Bill Cosby's innocent. You better say he's innocent, or you're a racist.
He's innocent. Those women are liars. He would never rape them. They gave it up to him, and then they changed their minds. Those whores. They wanted fame and clout.
Jesus. Let's take it easy a little bit. God damn it.
Come on. You got to go full in.
That's what he said. And she said no. And then he got... It's all good.
Shit, bum. Just a tip.
Neo...
Joe, you should come to the Worcester DCU Center. It only holds 15,000 people, and it's right in the middle of Massachusetts and New England.
I know where Worcester is. Been there several times. The Central.
I've been to Raw.
The DCU
Raw
Center.
or house show.
Thank you, Neo, the one, for the $5 and becoming a $5 shit bum. AEW coming to Worcester. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, they could. I mean, why not? They went to the Garden. No, they didn't go to the Garden. Yeah, I don't know if they could. It's a big place, though, but it is a smaller venue. But I think I wonder, I don't know if the Dunkin' Donuts Center holds more or if the Worcester DCU Center holds more. I think Worcester's bigger, I want to say, but we'll have to look it up. Oh, my God, Make-A-Wish is donating. This is a horrible thing to say, and that's probably why it was muted. DCU.
That one holds 15,000. Then the Dunkin' Donuts Center holds 12.4, so it's smaller.
Yeah,
in Providence.
So they'd probably go Dunkin' Donuts Center if anything, because you're talking about over
Well, what
10K.
is Civic Center too.
Oh, Neo the one says that's not me. You're not you. It's not me. What's going on? I guess people didn't get the joke in the chat. Someone said stop the misogyny. Man, it's still real to you.
Yeah, we're not serious at all. XL Center holds 16,294.
Oh, it's
so
Janelle.
that's interesting.
Really?
I still call it the Civic Center.
Yeah, Janelle, we're kidding. It's okay. We're joking. Was that Janelle?
Yeah, we're not serious.
Was that Janelle? Who was that? Who said that? I don't know if that was Janelle. Might have been Janelle. The chat was flying by, so I could barely read it. I think it was Janelle though. But yeah, we're just we're joking. I mean, come on, we're kidding.
Yeah.
But Bill Cosby did get out today.
Yeah, which is terrible.
Well, once again, don't make me do it again.
I don't understand quite how he got out.
A technicality. They messed up.
I get that, but so he paid a prosecutor so that he wouldn't get charged or wouldn't get convicted. And that caused the mistrial?
I guess. I don't know. Who knows? I think, all you have to do is pay someone to be incompetent.
I mean, basically, it ruins that. But again, money is power, and it's just disgusting.
Well, there's also stupid people. I mean, the same thing happened with OJ. Once that cop said they got that cop to be a racist or whatever.
Yep.
It was
they painted him badly, and then they got the stuff with the glove.
Yeah.
The glove clearly fit. He was wearing, you know what I mean? And then the way they've staged that whole thing, because he had obviously another glove on underneath, and they knew what they were doing, and that turned into the meme essentially at that time.
They created the doubt.
Quit. Exactly. That reason of doubt, reasonable doubt is what made it work.
Don't
That's
you
why
say I killed someone.
The Wookiee defense.
I'll kill you, Jake. I'll kill you next.
The Chewbacca defense.
I'll kill you next. Why don't you talk about all the white men that got away with something, you fat ass motherfucker?
Why would Chewbacca live on Endor?
This is what you do,
That don't make no damn sense.
You sit here on a platform. Stop mocking me, you fuck motherfucker. Stop mocking the O.J. Simpson.
Don't make no damn sense.
Stop mocking me, motherfucker. I'll kill you too.
Loch Ness Monster.
How about you talk about the Brock Turner, the rapist motherfucker who got off after 4 months, or all the killers that are white that get away with this, that, and the other thing. You never do that, but you make a mockery out of me because you were racist. Jake,
I said, that damn Loch Ness
fat
Monster.
motherfucker.
That ain't no Girl Scout
I'll
trying to
kill
get my
you.
free
I'll kill your family in front of you, motherfucker.
OJ, you listen.
All right, OJ, just relax, okay?
I'm not afraid of OJ. That's why I'm not even listening to him. You know why?
Well, you should be.
OJ can't hurt me.
Cracker ass. I'll skin your mother in front of you, motherfucker.
With Bill Cosby. And OJ fears Cosby.
I'll skin your kid in front of you, motherfucker. And then I'll eat a sandwich in front of your old lady before I rip her pussy lips off and feed him to her asshole, motherfucker.
I know what you really did in prison.
Then I'll go to the golf course.
I'll release that tell.
I'll hit a hole-in-one on your wife's death, motherfucker. Oh, my God. OJ, Christ. Jesus Christ, OJ. I saw OJ at the Chappelle stand-up one time in New York, and he was really friendly to me. I don't know. This is your fault. He knows that you're a scumbag.
It must be.
This is your fault.
He's pretty hard. I mean, he was threatening you and your family not that long
Jake,
ago.
you
but
piece of
he
fat
forgot
shit.
about
How
that.
dare talk down to retards and idiots like Jeremiah Hands? How dare you? Aren't you a walking heart attack?
Anymore, I'm standard American fat. I'm no longer morbidly obese. Nah.
Yeah, now you're like my fat almost.
Yeah, standard American fat.
Thank you, Make-A-Wish.
Roller coasters, so fuck off.
You can't make a wish anymore unless you make a jab.
That's right.
Better make a poke.
Oh, you can't make unless you're
you're not vaccinated. You don't get a wish. So make a wish, kids. You better get vaccinated.
Joe can't make a wish.
I know my
kids can't. Joe.
My black voice is cringe. I'm sorry, Shamari. I'm sorry, man. Look at me, dude. I look like Casper the Friendly Cunt. I mean,
don't make no sense. Chewbacca living on Endor.
I break your asshole. You want me to break your asshole and eat your shit ass, motherfucker?
Cosby became innocent because he gave up his Fifth Amendment right to incriminate himself because he thought a prosecutor wouldn't charge him with crimes.
All right.
Oh.
James Mesner, thank you. I don't think that
makes so much more sense now.
What do you
thought the prosecutor wasn't going to charge him, so he just gave up his Fifth Amendment right.
The crazy thing to me is 50 women are liars. Like, dude, that's crazy. We had Enzo had one liar, remember? Enzo Amore had one liar that ruined his life almost. But Bill Cosby had 50. Imagine that.
I guess it just comes down to the one technical. But even then, like, you know he did it. You know, there was proof in some cases, right?
Do you really know he did it? Do you really know he did it, Jake? Why do you know he did it?
You know, that's the thing. So justice system always.
Because you're a racist. That's why you know he did it. That's why you know he did it, Jake. Because you're a racist. Just say it out loud to everybody. Go ahead. You voted for Biden. You must be racist.
That's what it always has to come down to.
I mean, because Biden said, you know, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. So, you know, he's clearly a racist, and you voted for Biden the racist. So you think Bill Cosby's a killer or a rapist because he's a racist. You're a scumbag.
And the only one worse than Cosby at this time is Vince Russo. As he says he would reject his WWE Hall of Fame invitation. Like they're going to invite him to the Hall of Fame. And do you really think he would reject that? He would say that so that he would eat that up in a second. He is so desperate for attention. Are you kidding me? He still attacks Cornette all the time just to try and make a spark of something so he can have a little bit of drama. He's never relevant. No, hardly anyone listens to him anymore. Him and his stupid, you know, idealistic behavior. And he just got weird, very weird in a lot of the things that Mr. Russo had to say. So we've talked to him before, and he just
got weird? What did he say?
He became, you know, a little...
Wait, on where did he say this?
Throughout his podcast history and whatnot, he's made some...
he's gotten weird
statements, so he's a little out there, but...
Vince Russo?
Yeah.
Really? I don't believe that. I just don't like...
You don't think he's a little there? You don't think he's a bit of a piece of shit?
Listen, bro. I want to invite Amanda and Tiffany to the dinner, and if you pay $400... You never know, bro. Maybe they'll go home with you. Maybe they'll hate you. I don't know, but maybe they'll go home with you. I don't know, bro. Listen, you'll be sitting across the table from beautiful women, bro, and it's only $300 on vincerusso.com right now, bro. So, bro, listen, bro. You'll be sitting at the table with me, Sarah and Amanda, beautiful ladies, bro. That was the weirdest thing I ever heard him do when he basically said him and a couple other people... They were going to some...
Jolie and your daughter, I want some of their pudding, then I'm going to drug and escape you.
Wow, that is weird.
That's something.
God, that's a little bizarre. You want my daughter's pudding? That's weird. I might have to put your email address out there. After that one, Bill Cosby. Yikes. Oof. That's a rough one. I'll save that to the FBI collection. But no, I think that, I don't know, man. I guess I don't like Russo anymore, really. He just turned into a dildo. But I guess, I don't know. I haven't heard. I mean, like, I guess I don't know what people mean. Like, he's a dick. I don't know.
He's a bit of a dick. He's pretty homophobic, it seems like, at times.
That's what Cody said. But I don't believe Cody.
He makes some weird statements, so that's the thing.
He had a transgender woman host his show.
I know it's odd. I don't know what to believe. Like I just said, just weird.
But I don't know. I think I've said worse, or close to it, or more. I don't know. Like what has he said?
Have to go back and.
I know that Jim Cornette or somebody called him that, or Cody Rhodes called him that. Yeah. Cody Rhodes called him that, but everything Cody Rhodes says is like backwards.
Virtue signaled as well, so
he might be. I mean, he's a weird, slimy seeming dude. I will say that.
That's what I said. He just seems like a bit of a douchebag, definitely, and says a lot of weird stuff. That's my take. I don't know about the other stuff, but I will say that much.
That could be anybody. I feel like, let's. I don't know.
No, it's not anybody I care to listen to. And
Jim Cornette
Saturdays.
You listen to Jim Cornette though. Jim Cornette's fucking crazy.
I find him entertaining. I don't agree with what he says though. He's just fun to listen to.
Okay. I don't find. Yeah. I don't.
Listen to Russo if I wanted to. It's just I don't care for him. It's not a matter of a difficulty of separating the person from the content.
Yeah. I guess my thing is I
don't enjoy the content either. So.
Yeah, he's not as entertaining as Jim, but I guess I don't know. maybe he's been saying stuff recently that I don't know about. Maybe he ended up murdering that trans person that worked for him, and that could be why he's got a problem now. I don't know.